Greetings, Dapplings, and welcome back to Backpack Hero and, of course, to Perse the Ninja and their very, very eclectic collection of gubbins in a rather eclectic-shaped backpack. Is eclectic the right word for that? Maybe just bizarrely shaped backpack would be better. Regardless, it does seem that the Dapplings, as a whole, were rather taken by this delightful little game and wanted to see a little bit more. So here we are for a continuation of Perse's run. We'll see how far we can get with Perse, and maybe if there is still interest beyond this video, we will see even more. Maybe we will get to the elusive crate. We will have to see. But we start on a new level, and it is time for us to get some experience, ideally. Now, a lot of people pointed out I can just rotate the citrine and it will affect the different directions. I should have actually done that first, though right now we don't really need to move it around, but thank you so much for that. That is very, very useful info, and info I will be keeping in mind. Right, let's go ahead, grab some weak. Now, what I would like to do is, well, see, this is going to cost me 2 points to use. I do want to hit both of them with a bit of weak, but that would still leave me to take damage. So instead, I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop my shield twice. Let's go ahead with that for now. That's fine. We'll end that turn there. There we go. No damage to us. You've got a fairly beefy shield around you now, which, I mean, this situation is still not perfect for me. But once again, I'm going to pop up my shield twice, and we'll see where this goes. They're not getting any stronger right now, and they are actually hurting themselves. And every now and then, specifically when the armadillo needs to particularly armor itself, its damage output drops significantly. So at this point, we can afford to do that. We're now adding 2 weak, and at this stage, if we can follow that up again next turn, we will have added 3 weak, and it's going to now start to escalate. The fact that this hits everyone with weak is truly marvelous, in my humble opinion. We could hit them both with 3. Yeah, let's go for that, actually. We are going to tank a little bit of damage here, but that works for me, I think. There we go. A little bit of damage here. We're hurting a wee bit, but it's fine. Let's follow that up once again. There we go. At this point, they are nowhere able to get through my defenses, and we're just going to keep following that up. We're now stacking enormous amounts of weak on them. There we go. And with this one, just finish you off the old-fashioned way. All right, let's see what items you've got. What the heck is this? This is a legendary mana stone, a black mana stone. Oh no, does this store human souls? On use, adjacent or diagonal mana stones are destroyed. Okay. When an adjacent or diagonal mana stone is destroyed, permanently increase cost by 1 mana and permanently add 1 to the max mana capacity. Ooh, now that is an interesting device. That is we've got a couple of interesting things here now. So, realistically, we would want to use this and slowly build it up. This is kind of like the Ouroboros ring in Inscription, you could think of it. That could have the potential to snowball aggressively. Alright. But it only increases the its internal mana capacity by 1. That's a shame, because sometimes, as you get later in the game, you're going to start getting larger mana stones, so it becomes less of a good trade-off. Brass Knuckles adds 1 damage to scratch for each adjacent or diagonal ring. Scratch deals +2 damage. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool one. Not gonna lie. Let's see, what else we got? We've got Cleansing Bomb. We've got a Cleaver. We've got an uncommon Fishing Hook. On kill, non-summon, creates a fish in an adjacent space. That could synergize very well with certain things. We're not going to be going for it right now, but I am tempted to take this with us. If nothing else, it's worth a lot more than the Broken Ring. So, sure, let's pick that one up. I still feel that having the Guarding Band is a useful one. However, we're quickly getting to the point where that is going to be less useful. There we go. We can actually turn that around. That's fantastic. I really, really do appreciate it. Can we do that here? This one remains row no matter what way it's rotated. Okay, fair enough. We can just pop it over there. That's fine. But I could... Ooh, I could add this over there. Okay, this now gets 7 damage to all enemies. This is still ridiculously powerful, the tilted sword. Ridiculously powerful. But that is more a finisher. Let that build up. Each turn it gets stronger. Doesn't need to be used. But this one, being able to apply 7 damage to all enemies, especially if I've built up some weak on them, that's going to be particularly nice. Are there any other particularly nice items here to take with? No. Nothing better than rare, anyway. Alright, let's have a look. We've got an event here. Let's have a look at what we're going to be fighting. We're going to be fighting some sort of badger. Let's find out what that... Well, actually, let's punch through this enemy to find out what we're going to be able to get with the forge, the anvil. Now, if I... Ooh, again, this isn't quite large enough damage, really. I'm going to have to deal with that curse, which I very much dislike. Very much dislike. Alright. Let's just go in for the attack there. And shield up. I'm going to take a bunch of damage purely from the curse, regardless of what happens. Unless I drop that. This item is destroyed on use. I take 5 damage. I'm having to drop a rare item for that, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Let's get rid of it and then finish you off so I don't get any more curses. And at this point, this fight is not mine. I don't think your damage ever really gets high enough for it to be a threat. Oh, that's gonna be awkward. Because you're constantly be reapplying dodge to yourself. Yeah, I can't actually stop you because I can't generate enough energy to do it. Alright, well, I guess I'll just keep building things up and wait for the spiked helmet to kill you then. But that is literally... We're locked out. I really do need a 1 energy weapon at the very least. That being said, we've now got a mana stone, which is something I wanted, because then I can start building this up. Alternatively, I could take the broken ring, which would give me some block. Let's see. This item floats. Adjacent weapons get +1 damage. I could put it there. But I think we're going to feed a mana stone to this. I think that's the way that we're going to roll with that one. It only costs 1 mana to do, so it'll easily be able to power itself. Right, let's find out what we're going to have in the forge. For 12 gold, we can add 3 slow to an enemy weapon. 18 gold, we can add 2 spikes to a shield. And for 40 gold, I can add 1 energy to clothing. Oh, this counts as clothing. Ooh, that would be good. That would take us up to 4 energy, which would allow me then to use 2 weapons in a turn. That could be quite potent. Alright, well, let's carry on with the fights. Oh, really again? I greatly disapprove. But at least I can consume that one, which gives me a little bit of room. Right, let's pop up a shield. And... oh, that is 1 energy and 2 mana. Damn. Alright. Well, this is okay, I suppose. We will be able to tank the damage, and I can start placing weak on my weapons as well. Okay, take the curse. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to absorb that one, get that out of there. Then follow this up with just a regular attack. Well, or I need to let this start building some damage first. Currently, it's doing 25 damage. Sure, we're just going to tank up a little bit more. Having some extra spikes on that shield would be very, very nice. There we go. I am still losing damage there, unfortunately. Health, rather. This now does enough damage that we can just take you out in one go. Very useful. And then we need to pass the turn. There we are. Now, again, can't actually get through that, so I'm just going to have to brace. That being said, I could have reorganized in order to get that little weapon there, since there's nothing else that I can do. I could have used all of my points. Since we're defending more than the damage they do regardless, I could have used all of my energy to reorganize to get that axe, and I didn't really consider that. It was my fault there. Vampiric Axe deals 10 vampirism and adds 3 poison to self. Or a chipped sword. Both of them very large weapons, unfortunately. Or I need... That axe probably would have been amazing. Oh, we've got a shiv. 0 points, but it can actually do a comparable little bit of damage there. Sure, we'll leave that on that row so I can actually add weakness to the shiv as well. That'll build up. The vampiric axe is quite nice. We would lose a total of 5 hit points there. Oh no, sorry, 6 hit points. But we would heal instantly 10, and right now that would be the only way that we can heal. Somewhat tempting to dump a bunch of stuff in exchange for the vampiric axe, honestly. I could have it there. I would have to get rid of the citrine and the piggy bank and the shiv in order to make it work, though. We really need the next level up, frankly. Still, assuming that I could resist the poison damage, which ideally I would be able to, this would be the only way that we currently have of healing. Maybe something to consider, actually. Yeah, let's drop... As much as I like the piggy bank. That being said, the piggy bank is probably the only way that we're going to have a chance of getting the energy on clothing. No, we'll keep the piggy bank in the shiv. As much... it's so tempting. This game is horrible for people who like to hoard, like me. Could increase max health. I could heal. But they're expensive things. Let's avoid that for now. Let's go and find out what we've got over here. Please don't be another snail. Oh, thank goodness. That would have been a bit of a problem, I'm not going to lie. Right, let's shield up. Let's then go for a shiv attack. I should have targeted the armadillo. That was my fault. Once again, we're going to shield up twice. Target the armadillo. Oh, not enough energy, really? I thought that was 0. Oh, yes, the barbell. Having that extra damage is glorious, but... let's go again. This time we can almost get through, and in fact the weak will be more than enough for us to deal with that. I'm just going to allow you to kill yourself. That being said, I will be able to get through your armor now that I've got that. So that is quite nice. We are going to brace for impact from the armadillo. Using each turn to buff the effect of our shiv is ideal. We're up to the 6 weak there. How much are we applying? We're applying 5 weak to an enemy a turn. That's actually kind of ridiculous. There we go. And we can only do that 1 time per combat. There we go. And we're good. Alright, at this stage we'll just finish you off with the main weapon, tilted sword. Right, let's have a look. What we got next? Still getting loads of bricks. Well, there's only one more fight, so we're not going to be able to get the 40 regardless. I should have considered that, actually. Somewhat tempted to get rid of the barbell. I mean, it is glorious, but that extra cost. But 8 damage versus 20. That's a lot to lose. 4 versus... oh, this item gets plus 50 bonus damage. Oh, the adjacent weapon. Damn it. I hadn't considered that. Well, let's just swap those around. But this one goes from 7 to... It doesn't say. Interesting. So I think gets minus 3 damage if there is an adjacent weapon. There isn't. So I'm not sure why we're not seeing that one get a bonus. Very interesting. All weapons get this effect applied for each space below. Oh, of course, yes. For each space below. So that would mean putting that one up there would be the best one. We could shimmy a couple of these around. In fact, that gives me a huge bonus there. That's 21 damage there. That's 8 damage here. This one doesn't get any real effect. So, still, this is a enemy ender. This is a finisher weapon. Even the shiv becomes quite powerful at this point at 8 damage for 1 point. That's not bad on a shiv. I don't think we're going to grab anything else. We'll roll with this. So let's find out what we got here. Click me. This wall splits open. Inside, you can see a vast abyss. Green eyes peer in. You recognize them as the eyes of a predator. Strange sounds echo from the place, and an offer is made. Take a rare item for a curse. No thanks. No thanks. There's no shop here, so rare items are not actually that useful to me, if I'm honest. Right then. Let's get this off to a start. We'll follow up with a shiv. There we go. And a shield. Again, exactly the same process here as previously. There we are, another shiv, another shield. I should have actually gone for 2 shields here. That's fine. Another shiv. There we go. Up to 4 weak. And exactly the same process as last time. There we are. We're now providing enough damage that they're really struggling to get through. Realistically, what I would like is this over there. Then I can move the piggy bank over here, because that would then get the bonus from the armors. I think that would probably be the better way to do it. Either that or rotate the shield, perhaps, but it's a... Positioning is pretty much everything in this game, as you can probably already guess, given the title. Right, this is now going to apply 5 weak. Let's just go ahead and do that. There we go. Because the weak will be applied even if damage is not, which is the thing to remember here. We're now up to 11 weak on the armadillo, which is glorious. There we are. I actually should have used that first, but that's fine. There we go. You are never going to do damage ever again. Well, I mean, you're also going to die, but... Right, we have got a short arrow. Ooh, this item is a projectile. For each empty space to the right, damage gets increased by 1. That would actually be a very, very nice addition, but sadly, no room for it. But we are going to shimmy some things around, I think. I believe I am, in fact, going to drop some of the damage here. I'm going to move that up. Whilst that was getting a nice extra 2, I can put the extra 2 on the helmet, plus the knight shield as well, which I think works out a little bit better for me. Let's pop these into place. There we go. And this now gets a strong amount of damage. We're fairly close to our next level, which will hopefully allow me to get a little bit of space underneath the double helmet. That being said, I wonder... No, it's always space below. The rotation on this I don't think would matter, or would it? No, space below this item, so I don't think rotating it matters. Let's have a look. Let's do that. This gets bonus 50 damage, deals 3 damage. No, that is never going to be particularly strong, sadly. Now let me see if I can't reposition these a little bit, though. Maybe I can do something like that. Now, the only problem with this particular arrangement is that I'm not going to hit this with weak. But that being said, do I really intend to? This is rarely used right now. These 2 are used quite a lot. Right, that gives me a little bit of a better positioning, I think. Everything has a good bit of damage based on their positions. Yeah, I think overall, this should be fun. This does a little bit less damage, which does suck a bit, but... I'm still happy with that overall. Well, let's find out what you are. The cards hold your future or your doom. Alright, let's have a look. And got an interesting helm there, so we've got definitely one combination here. There are quite a few of these little mini games around. Okay, so that is a honey curse. We've got a helmet. What else have we got? While I can no longer be guaranteed I won't get a curse, so I'm just going to go for that to ensure that I don't have one. That's fine. Okay, so are we going to use these? Rogue's Mask can be used 1 time each combat for 0 energy. Helmets to the right are disabled. If this is not in the top row, this is items that adds 1 dodge to self. Now that's potent. That's very, very potent. Dodge basically means the next attack is going to be missed. The status effects still apply, but very interesting. We've got a lot of items that I would quite like to have. I'm getting very close to dropping this. Right now, I think that isn't as useful as my other options. I think this is the more sensible play. And now, since the height of an item no longer matters, I can be a little bit more free with moving things around. In fact, let me shimmy these two down. That is such an expensive item. I would have loved to have been able to sell it rather than have to discard it. But at this point, this is going to give me a lot more survivability. Actually, having this in there would be better. Let's shimmy those around. This makes for an unfortunate situation. Oh, no. I think I might be able to get this to work. This doesn't need to be above at the top anymore. That's completely surplus demand. Okay, so when the adjacent weapon is used, not the amount of times it hits, unfortunately, because that would have been perfect. But okay, I think that's still quite a useful setup there. Bronze plate is helping out a bit. In fact, is there a way that I could get this to receive the shield bonus while still having this next to bronze plate? I don't think so. Not without putting something next to the double halberd, which would be a problem for me. Alright, this is not too bad. This still adds some block per turn, so we've increased our passive block, but I can now also, for 1 energy, 0 energy, completely negate the first attack in a round. I feel that is a better play than go for the barbell, ultimately. Alright, let's go and find out what I can afford to get. How much did I have? I think it was 20. Yeah, it was just shy of 30. So I could add 2 spikes to a shield. Might not be an awful one. Or I could add 3 slow to a weapon. Well, I believe that slow does not get applied to all, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? Let's just for science it. But I believe there's one status effect that only affects the enemy you're targeting. Yeah, this one. Okay, so deal 7 damage to all enemies, but adds 3 slow to the enemy. If you have poison on a weapon, that gets applied to all enemies it hits, but slow is only going to affect the enemy that you're attacking. But that's fine. I guess conceptually, it's more that you're more of a distraction to the person you're directly engaging. It's just the length of the halberd allows you to also fend off or maybe get lucky hits on other people around it. I'm not really sure if that's a bug or intentional, but I could kind of figure a way to make it make sense conceptually, even if it, very big stretch. But we may as well go for the extra health then at this point. Nicely, it keeps the ratio going for your health. Right, let's head on down. What will we find on the Deep Cave? Part 2 of 3. We shall find enemies. We've got a little shop there for a key. We have got an actual shop. Sorry, a treasure chest there behind a key. We've got the anvil. We've got a shop. I think there's going to be an anvil on every floor. We've got another treasure chest behind a key. Another treasure chest behind a key and one event. Alright, well, everything starts here. Well, hello. Repsecutioner. These lizards are known for their legendary fighting ability. I mean, you are doing 70 damage. On take damage adds 1 spike to enemy. Don't like that. Not gonna lie. But I can just straight up avoid your hit. So I'm absolutely going to do this. Next up, I'm going to add a bit of weak to my weapons. And sure, I may as well hit you with this. It does about as much damage as we've got over here. But it will apply slow as well as the weak, and then you'll get spikes. So that's going to affect your ability to heal. And there's not really much else I could do. If I had a ranged weapon, that would be perfect, because I wouldn't have to deal with the spikes. That being said, my shield will block the incoming damage, so I might as well, I suppose. It's not really that much of a problem, though this is going to continue to accrue. So I don't really want to do it too often, but we'll see. You've got 3 spikes, I've got 4. It's going to be the battle of spikes. Also, if you can't do anything... Oh, it's 1 per combat. Yikes. Didn't notice that. Duly noted. Duly noted. Alright. Well, I can still manage the amount of damage you're going to be applying. We'll continue to punch through. I wouldn't have minded taking that small key, actually. That is less awesome. That is definitely worth me paying attention to. That being said, whilst I can't use the dodge, it's still adding the block. So I still feel that it was a good use. At this point, as long as I can keep ahead of the curve, the shiv I can use for free, so I may as well. And you're going to do... Well, actually, if I attack you again, that would be a little bit nasty, so we'll just block instead. And there we go. Once more. We'll hit you with this. Hit you... I mean, you're not blocking, so actually that isn't that useful of a weapon. But at this stage, you are no longer capable of doing damage, but if I attack you, your spikes will do the damage to me, so I just need to block for the time being. Alright, we're going to open up with... well, actually, this will finish you off because it's just slowly getting stronger, so that's fine. Right, we've got another Mana Stone. What else have we got? Archangel Wings. Items between the wings get this effect applied. On use, this item is disabled for 1 turn. Each turn, the item between the wings is used. And then, so it's every other turn it gets used for free? How large are they? They're 3 wide. That feels like a potentially powerful item. Because I could use it on that. But I would have to sacrifice something. This is currently giving me 6 block. This is only giving me 3 block. It is less useful. I would love to take you as well, but we are just shy of what we need. I mean, if this was getting used every other turn to add more weak, that would be quite lovely. The other thing is that I could automatically use the double halberd every turn. That too would be quite lovely. Let's have a look at what we could do with this. Let's shimmy some things around. If I were to place that there, and then to place this here, that will use this. Now, this would be especially nice if you had some sort of item which itself would use another item. But that means I'm going to get an attack on everyone for free. However, the one thing I would caution against with this is very tempting. Especially if you had like the barbell would be amazing at this point. But the issue with this is that A, this would be disabled, which isn't ideal. However, the biggest concern for me would be how likely the situation would be to have an enemy that I needed to avoid doing damage to because it was going to kill me. This is one of the you can fairly easily get a system where you can provide enough output damage that most enemies you'll kill in 1 turn. Like, especially with Crate, you can create an auto-attack system, which means that you will take your first move and you will wipe the entire board. It might take some time, but you can create an automated system that just keeps going and keeps generating energy and keeps attacking. The biggest counter to that is an enemy who stacks spikes, because you will quite literally kill yourself on them. So, with that in mind, maybe that is not the best play. This also isn't the best play, if I'm honest, because I'm losing the bonus that this gives to all of my armor pieces. That's a tricky one. This is a tricky one. I'd have to sacrifice so much in order to get this. Mostly on the positioning, really. The piggy bank I'm not too worried about. If I want that to hit all of my weapons, it has to be here. But it would mean that I could use all my weapons, assuming I wanted to. I was in a position where that was an okay thing to do. I can shimmy these around a little bit, but to what end? Because now this isn't getting a bonus to its block. Having that there gives me more block per turn, but I think ultimately this is a better play. I don't know. The Archangel Wings, it's an interesting idea, but I think I'm having to give up too much to make it work. Getting that for free every other turn isn't that powerful for me, I'm going to be honest. I feel that doesn't do enough. We can definitely have that there, though. We can pull this back in. And if I want to, I can have that there. It's really tempting. I feel that if you have the right setup, that would be just absolutely glorious. But I don't think that this is going to be useful enough for me right now. If it was every turn, I would make the sacrifice. But every other turn, I mean, while that does stack, and it does allow me to use the extra point for it, I'm kind of talking myself back into it again. Honestly, I'd sooner get rid of the Rogue's Mask. But that could be I could keep that dodge in reserve to avoid pretty much lethal damage. Still, no. I think we are actually going to try and bring this along. It's going to be awkward to do, but I think it'll be worth the effort ultimately. There we go. We will lose the removal of poison from self, but that's okay. I think we've got the main notes in our setup here. It honestly, a lot of this game is just that constant battle between deciding what to keep and what to exchange, because they're so nuanced. It's not a clear, this stat is higher than this stat comparison. It's more, will this work better in my build? Will it work better in a build that I might make later down the line? So on and so forth. Adds 2 block to energy or 40 to armor. Oh, damn it. I mean, I want it, but I don't think we're going to get it. Adds 3 slow to an enemy weapon. I could add that onto other things. That's definitely an option. That being said, another option is to go to the shop. Let's see what you got. No, what are you? Adjacent shields get used. The buckler did it. Ugh, the buckler did it, really. Ooh. Now we might be cooking with fire. That feels like it would be a very useful item if every other turn it just activated for free. Now, I guess this really does come down to whether the Dark Whetstone is used for free or not. We'll have to see. If it gets used for free, then grabbing this would be worth it, in my opinion. Every other turn, we would get a lot of block, and we would skip the cost of using that. Also, we've got this Mana Stone here, and I'm not actually using it for anything, which is kind of distressing. Nevertheless, I think we're going to jump into another fight and see what we can get before I go back to that. Mostly I want to see. So that definitely activated for free. Okay, so the shield is going to be worth it, but what am I going to drop in exchange? Probably the citrine, I'm thinking. Alright, there's a lot of potential damage here. So I'm going to open up with the double halberd, which is now applying weak. I'm going to add a block and another block. It's fine. We're going to just let this sword slowly build up its damage output. Honestly, at this point, I'm starting to think that maybe getting rid of the tilted sword might be a good play. Let's follow up with another double halberd, add some more weak. And once again, build up my block to try and avoid the worst of it. Also, I should have been using that, because again, now I don't have the barbell. This costs nothing per turn. Took a little bit of extra damage here, sadly. And let's continue to work our way through you. Alright, so at this point, we could go for the tilted sword, actually. And yeah, sure, we'll use this twice. We don't need to block. Oh, this is amazing. I really don't want to get rid of the Dark Whetstone. I think I have to keep the Dark Whetstone. This build is too powerful, especially in scenarios like this. The amount of block that I'm stacking up on things now. There we go, and finish you off. Finally a level up, oh my lord. Okay, so the various items get a stay of execution for a moment. I can only gain 3 spaces here. One I definitely want is over here, to just expand that out a little bit for us. Maybe grab this, and that just kind of consolidates some room in the middle. Now let's have a look. We've got a key, which would be useful. A right glove for each space to the left. This item gets plus 0.5 block. I mean, it's not too bad. We definitely want the key to come with this, though. A star potion creates something really good, or a horrible curse. Yellow rose. adds an additional spike for each rows of thorns in this row or column. That's an every turn adds spikes. So that would escalate my spiked helmet quite nicely. We'll grab you. We'll grab... Oh, I can grab another one. There we are. I would rather trade that rare item. That's pretty sorted. Okay, good to go. Let's move on. We are immediately going to... Actually, first we're going to go and unlock a door. Get rid of the key. There we are. And then go and have a trade to make some room for some new items. I'm going to get rid of that straight away. Don't need it. And I don't really care for this one either. Now we're up to 34. We are actually close to being able to get the coinage there. With the piggy bank, we've got just enough. Yeah, we'll be able to get the energy on clothing. Right, new helmet. Gets +1 block for each space below. Oh. So that one would better exist over there. I mean, I can make that happen. The luck ring, when combat ends, gain a bit of luck. Weapons in this row get +2 damage. Oh, wow. Okay, this now would fit better on this row. There we are. Put our cash in the same place. That is actually quite amazing. In fact, we can move these around a little. Oh, this is fantabulous. Okay, we are generating a rather obnoxious amount of block now. In fact, ooh, I can't quite make that work, but it's close to being perfection. Oh, so close to perfection. I mean, that's good enough. This is going to affect a lot of items. So this is now doing 4 damage. This is doing 9 damage. It's only adding 2 to weapons on this row, but, you know, now our double halberd is up to 9 damage to all enemies. The tilted sword is fast becoming something that I'm genuinely considering getting rid of. It takes up a lot of space for doing exactly the same as the double halberd now. But it does have scaling, but it'll only really be useful in a very long fight. I think we're going to get rid of it. I think 'tis time. Now the question is, what do I most want? The Hercule Pervase? Or do I want to get more energy? This would... I'd exchange something that basically I'm losing 0.5 energy a turn and adding weakness to all of my weapons, given that I generally only use 2 of them, though. Whereas this would, now assuming that it uses the shield for free as well, and experience is indicating that that would be the case, this would give me 1.5 energy for free per turn, or 3 every 2 turns, as the case may be. I think we have to go. And we're going to be sacrificing you in order to get it. Fare thee well. Thank you. I'll shimmy that across, move this down. Now, the sad part there is that I can no longer hit both of these, but that is fine. We'll do that, and this should still work. There. That is still active. If I could get that over here, though. Does this have to be adjacent or diagonal? Ah, that's a shame. It does have to be adjacent. Alright. Well... I mean, it would be ideal if that were able to affect... Ooh, I think... No, see, the problem is if I place this there, well, I can have these in combination. I can't have this. And this is giving me more armor on things than the shield is. And the shield... Yeah, I mean, like... Ooh... Because that does still affect things diagonally. Aha! We have found the secret key. Perfect. There we are. Trader's like, are you going to buy it or not? Stop giving me my money back. You're getting me excited for a sale. Fair. I apologize. Ring of Rage adds rage to self. And Broken Ring adds block. Heart Ring. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting that if I had the opportunity, though it's going to be a bit rough for me to get now. But still, this is turning into quite a powerful build. I say, without the experience really to back up that claim. Nevertheless, I think it's powerful. Right. We've got a rabbit over there. You're probably the bigger worry, but look at that. That is amazing. If I could get spikes on this as well. Oh my goodness, that would just be gloriousness incarnate. Alright, well, I've got plenty of block. I don't really need to overly worry about that right now. Thanks in large part to Hercule over here. And I can still use this shield, I just can't use this one. So I still have the potential to add a lot more block as well. Not that we need it. This is fantastic. Okay, this is becoming marvellous. The addition of Hercule there to keep my block going is glorious. Let's get everything going. Oh wait, this item is disabled for 1 turn. Right. I think I better understand it now. So what this means is it's activating every single turn. I was thinking, oh, well, my block is still quite high. It's activating every turn, it's just I can't then activate it more, which for something that costs 2 energy, I wouldn't be doing anyway. In this economy? No. So that is perfect. This, I mean, it didn't actually change it at all. I was just getting weak on all of my weapons for free every single turn, which is, you know, quite nice. But, oh, damn it. But this is the better setup, I feel. There we go. Alright, what we got here? We've got another lucky ring. I think this is just increasing the odds of me getting a nice drop. Got a cleansing wand. Removes 50% of all status effects on enemies. I mean, it does have a use, but I don't think we're going to go for it. I think I'd prefer the lucky ring, honestly. That being said, how many things have we sold so far? No, it takes up too much room for me to sell it anyway. No, that's fine. Okay, finish choosing. I do want to try and get some more health if I possibly can. Alright, another event is here. What have we got? Gee, an explorer here. Rabbit is here, practicing spells on a nearby rock. I've learned so much, she says. Can I interest you in a magic book? No, I'm really not using magic right now. Which disappoints me as much as it disappoints everyone watching, I should imagine. Okay, so there is a good potential here for you to use cursey shenanigans on me. So let's try and get rid of you as fast as we can. At least one of you. You're now very much in... I disapprove. It's such a fantastically deep line. Please be gone. Right, that's one problem solved, but I'm still going to have to eat a curse. Please be a small one. Curse of poison weapons. Curses... sorry, one of these curses. Curse of poison. Poison weapons, curse of poison, medium curse, curse of spike. Okay, so there's at least one large curse in this group. Okay, that's not too bad. I will accept that. Finish reorganizing. Let's follow up. There we go. Honestly, at this point, you're going to die anyway. But I did get hit by the Curse of Poison. On use this item destroyed. When combat ends, this item destroyed. I should have actually gotten rid of that, to be honest. That was silly of me not to have done that. But there we go. It got rid of itself, ultimately. I need something that'll heal me. Okay. Disgusting food. No, that's the opposite of healing me. We've got a mace, 2 damage, deals 16 damage, that's too slow, and that's too... My lord, you are a very nasty piece of work. We got another lucky ring. Cauldron. Can be used 1 time each combat. Yeah, let's not. I think I would rather not go for that. Okay, I guess we're going for the lucky ring again. Just can't get rid of these lucky rings, apparently. Alright, well, all that remains... Sell something off. It's going to be a lucky ring. Sure. Oh, you won't take any more items. Oh, have I sold everything? My bad then. Let's go and check in with the forge. I can add 2 block to a shield, add 3 slow to an enemy to a weapon. Well, we're proccing our shield constantly, so I'm actually thinking adding block to the shield would be the better use. Sure, we'll add it to this as well. Though, thinking about it, this is the one that I'm least likely to get rid of, whereas it is possible I'd get rid of this one. I should have gone for the shield on there. Always enchant the things you're less likely to sacrifice if a better item comes along. I don't think we're going to get better than that, than Hercule there. So that would have been the safer one to go for, I feel. Right, the finale of the Deep Cave. Let's go and see if our build is up to dealing with Badger Boss. The Badger Boss is a true threat. Very well. You're not doing anything this turn, though. Interesting. Okay. Except, you have a lot of health. Yeah, that's actually quite a lot of health, and my health is slowly going down. Right, this turn you're going to summon an ally. Fair enough. Let's continue walloping you with as much damage as I can. We've managed to get up to 8 weak there. That's 25 block. Don't need it. That's a very nice place to be, but I straight up don't need it. I'm just going to focus on the Badger Boss. This is a summon. You'll get 0 experience for killing summons. You cannot farm in this game by farming summons. Sad, but true. I'm just going to continue building up my weak on a weapon that can hit everyone. That's absolutely ridiculous. Each new Badger is just going to progressively become a non-issue as I continue to stack weak on them. This is not bad. If I could get poison and burn on this weapon, this would be a god weapon. The only thing against it would be its rather obnoxious size, which does make it difficult to place it in the grid. But yeah, you're going to do 22 damage. I would like it if you didn't, actually. Yeah, 8 damage is much more palatable. Also, our spikes are up to 22 now. But the Tilted Sword would have been great for boss battles because it would have so many turns in order to build up its damage. And having the barbell increasing that damage by an additional 50% really is... It's a fantastic combination, but it's just such an expensive thing to have. That being said, again, very high cost weapons. The Archangel Wings really do make them more viable. Right, I'm going to stop bumping up the weak. We're already up to 11 weak on all enemies now. I don't think we need it. I've weakened you by 187 strength. How are you even capable of breathing? How is the weight of your rib cage not too much for your diaphragm to bear? My lord. Yep. And you almost killed yourself. Are we going to be able to finish you off just for good measure? We did. Okay, fair enough. Right, you win. Up to 12 gold, and we now get to... Okay. I'm familiar with this artifact, the stopwatch. Alloy. All armor gets this effect. For each adjacent gem, this item gets +3 block. That's actually kind of nice. But on use, this gets a +1 damage this turn. All weapons get this effect. Every time a weapon is used, it gets... not just this turn, sorry. This gets +1 damage per combat. For the duration of that combat, rather. So this is a better version of the Tilted Sword that applies to all weapons. It doesn't even need to be in a specific place on the row. It can go anywhere, and it affects everything. That has just set us up very, very well for possibly winning this run. In a long fight where I can massively reduce their ability to block, I can also massively reduce their ability to do me damage, and I'm auto-blocking, and every weapon I've got is getting stronger the longer the fight goes on. Yeah. This is a very, very good combination. Very good combination. Let's see what this chest has to offer. Is there anything that's going to make me struggle to make a choice? Okay, well, that's a very easy choice there. Goodbye. You're giving me 7 block, but this is giving me more spikes. Spikes for days. This is a projectile. For each connected mana stone, this item gets +1 damage. On use, deals 1 damage. Actually not a bad item. The reason I say that is that we're not using our black mana stone right now. But this would allow me to do damage to someone who is protected by spikes. Ranged damage. It has to be melee damage to trigger spikes. What's this? Can be used one time each turn. For each adjacent or diagonal consumable, this item gets +1 energy. On use, adds 0. All adjacent and diagonal consumables are destroyed. Right. So, if I had something that would generate consumables each turn, then I would be able to use this each turn to generate power. That is very nice. That's worth bringing with me. Not because I intend to use it. I don't think I'm going to have enough consumables most of the time. I don't have anything that generates consumables. But this will be fantastic for selling. It's a legendary item. Alright, with that, we go down to the final layer. And I'm reasonably confident. It depends on what kind of boss we're going to be facing against, but we are now in the Magma Core. If I could have gone to the Vision of Danger without having to go through a fight, I would have gone for it. But, okay. Once again, 3 levels, and then the final boss. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, though, and we'll be joining for the next. In the next one, we will discover whether I can make it to the final boss, much less defeat them. And if, beyond that, you're still interested, we might start a new run with Crate. I would very much enjoy showing you the different mechanics that the different characters have. And again, there's a new character coming in September, so not very far away at all. But that is going to be it from me and from Backpack Hero for today. I really do hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next. But until then, and as always, do take care, everyone.